What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be taking a closer look at my Gibson Les Paul. So this guitar I've had for almost 3.5 years now. I've had it almost as long as I've been doing the channel. And this is the only guitar that I've ever bought new. It is a 2017 Les Paul American Studio. And I got the Studio instead of the Standard because I don't notice that big of a difference in the sound. Honestly, I know there is a difference, but I feel like for what I was doing at the time, I didn't really need to go all the way because the price difference is pretty significant. And I also kind of like the matte finish that's on the Studio as compared to the high gloss finish. That's nice, don't get me wrong, but I think the matte finish looks better. And something else about Les Pauls that I didn't necessarily realize until I actually held one is that they're really, really sturdy guitars. I mean, Strats have bolt-on necks. This one's actually got a through neck on it, and they're really heavy, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. It means they're durable and well made, but if you're performing with one, it'll probably wear you out quicker, although I don't really have to worry about that. And back when I first got this thing, it was by far the best guitar I owned. The other one I had at the time was my Mexican Strat, as I've said before, and this thing sounded way better than that. And I still like how it sounds. I personally prefer the sound of my American Strat a little bit more, because the Les Paul sounds really, really dark compared to that guitar. And a lot of times in metal, what you're looking for in guitar tone is a little bit more of a punch, and it's a little bit harder to get out of this guitar sometimes, but it still sounds pretty good. I just used it to record my cover of Brand New Numb by Motionless in White, and I was pretty impressed with how I got it to sound. I do use 10 gauge strings on this guitar as opposed to heavier 11 or 12 gauge strings, which I talked about with my Strat, because usually this is the guitar that I use for higher tunings, like drop D, E standard, and even higher sometimes. And I also feel like the humbuckers on this guitar are pretty beefy. They can make 10s sound pretty good. Here are all the string gauges I currently have on there. And like I said, compared to my Strat, this guitar is really, really dark sounding. So typically I'll only have the neck pickup selected to get a little more brightness out of it. Because if you were to switch this all the way down to the bridge pickup, it is incredibly dark sounding. I will sometimes switch to both if I'm laying down a rhythm that I'm gonna solo over, so the solo stands out a little bit better. But most of the time I do exclusively use the neck pickup. And as far as playability goes, it's about on par with my Strat. The fingerboard on this is also pretty fast, although it does have a little bit thicker, more rounded neck on it. And personally, I prefer a thinner neck, like what's on my Strat, but again, it doesn't affect playability that much. So I do use this guitar nowadays for higher tuned songs, like I said before, but the other time that I will use this guitar is if I am working on something else on my Strat and I don't want to take it out of the tuning it's currently in to record a cover, which was sort of the case this week with the Motionless in White cover, because I'm currently writing another song on that guitar, which is in drop B. So it's nice to have that option to switch back and forth between them and not have to take yourself out of a tuning that you're using on a different project. That's one reason I like having two electrics. And yeah, I've had pretty much zero problems with this guitar the entire time I've had it, and I've been playing it pretty much non-stop for well over 3 years at this point. So I guess we'll finish this one up like we did with the Strat with a little jam session. That pretty much covers the Les Paul, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.